a nice seated position. And let's allow the right leg to be in front of the left. And as much as you can, just allow the heels of each of the foot be as close to the opposite knee. So a wider Sukhasana. Not so much with the heels together and right in front of left. Yes, I better do that. There we go. And just allow yourself to lift the spine nice and tall. Make sure the hips and shoulders are squared. Allow the hands to just gently rest on the inner knees. Lift up nice and tall. Let's allow ourselves, please, to come into a nice 4-6 breath. So we're going to inhale to a count of 4. Let the belly rise, just the belly if you can. And then a nice long exhale to 6 through the mouth, and just engage the core muscles. Allow yourself, as you take these nice diaphragmatic breaths, to release the core muscles on the in-breath and engage fully and completely, including shoulder blades, pelvic floor. Press the legs that are resting on the earth into the earth, and then release. So learning how to engage and release with the breath. And take 2 more as we become very present. Nice full deep breaths. Perhaps allow us to set an intention to experience what would be a true divine love, more so like an unconditional love. Not that human love that we have for what we use all the time, but a really nice, pure, deep, unconditional love. And see how that feels. And maybe set the intention to ask, what is true love? On an in-breath, bring the palms to the heart, please. Full exhale all together. And on an in-breath, let's rise to prayer hands all the way up to the sky. Reach up, a nice stretch of the belly fibers, pelvic floor, and exhale back down to the heart. Nice. We're going to bring the hands forward, and we're just going to hinge forward. We're going to keep the spine nice and tall. We're going to remove, please, the ears away from the shoulders. And take a full in-breath. Use the palms to press the tailbone and the spine back. At the same time, energize the legs into the earth, whatever is touching, so the outer legs. Good. Allow yourself to step the right and the left hand a little bit further apart so that maybe your index fingers are on the edge of the mat, and just sway side to side. So this will open up those SI joints on either side. And then come back into neutral and walk back up. And we're just going to bring the left leg now in front and try as best you can to bring the heels underneath the knees. So this is a wider, you see, Sukhasana. And from there, allow yourself to just gently bring the hands forward again. Let them be extended out from your shoulders, and you use the hands to traction the tailbone in the back, lengthening through that spine. Feel the distance between the ears, and we're just going to turn head left to right. Feeling that cervical spine, but keeping a nice length through the back. I'm feeling a nice stretch through my low back as I continue to use my hands to traction back. Bring the head to stillness, please, and we're just going to frame over the right knee. Nice deep breaths. Really try to stretch through that left hand, stretching deeply into the left half of the back. And then very gently, let's take it over to the left now, stretching through the right back. Take a full in breath and a full out breath as we come into our nice Ujjayi breath. Allow yourself, please, to come back to neutral and just lift up. From here, we're just going to take that right heel, the left heel, and place it on the right knee and hinge forward. We're going to lift back up, release that, and bring the right on top of the left. So lift up, and then just come forward. We're going to take it really easy. You may not be as able to take it as deep as I can. It might be that you're just like this, and then you switch. And we're just going to go from side to side. So it's really gently just opening up those hips. Take it where it's good for you. Take your time, set it up. Take it forward. Good. Take your time and switch. Coming forward. Just a few more. Just gently opening up those hips. Nice and easy. Last one, each side. Take your time. Make sure that the hips and shoulders are still squared. Good. And then allow yourself to come back up. From there, let's just cross the ankles and come right up into tabletop, please. And we're just going to extend the right leg back. And we're going to work into the toes. So I'm going to plug in both shoulder blades, and I'm going to stretch into that Achilles tendon. And then I'm going to rock forward, and then we're going to compress the toes. And again, I'm going to rock back and get into that heel, just lengthening. So we're getting into the front of the hip and the back of the hip. We're going to try to get into all 360 degrees. And we're lovingly treating this physicality. Good. From there, allow yourself to extend the left leg back, tuck the toes under. And then lift up on the toes and compress into the foot. And the toes, take it back, just go forward and back. Really allow yourself to take the time to engage the calf muscles, to really press into that Achilles tendon. Use a nice steady stream of breath. And one more here. Good. From there, bring that left knee back in. And we're just going to reverse swan dive, bring it all the way up. I'm going to tuck my toes under. And on an exhale, come into camel pose. And just open up the heart. And maybe this would be a good time if you set the intention to ask, to have real love revealed. One more full deep breath. If you want, you can come into half camel or full camel. If you do half camel, do both sides. You can see that my toes are tucked under. I have to have that modification. Head can come back or not. One more full deep breath here. Nice. Gently rise all the way back up, untouch the toes, and come down into tabletop. We're going to let the tailbone come all the way back by the heels and stretch out into a nice elongated child's pose. And just rock side to side. Press the tops of the feet into the earth. And then allow yourself to come into the ovals. Let's warm up all of the joints. This is such a loving way to work into everything. Take it the other way as you find a spot. It's a safe place to do it. Nice big movement. Swirl the hips. Take it side to side. Lengthen through the back. And then take it back into full deep child. Sweeping the arms all the way back. Tucking the arms into the legs and maybe bringing the forehead down onto the earth. You can use a block. Press the thumbs into the center of the palm and just draw the knuckles forward towards the ears. Hold that stretch. Take a full in-breath, working through the front side of the wrist, and a full exhale. Take a full in-breath, and on the exhale, release the hands, sweep them all the way forward, and rise right up into tabletop. From there, down onto the palms, onto the fingertips, the fists, looking down at the earth, engage the shoulder blades. Let's take right leg back and left arm forward. Engage, take a full in-breath, and exhale, elbow to knee. You can also leave that left hand down on the floor and bring nose to knee. Your choice. Two more. Good. Last one. And release. From there, reverse swan dive all the way up. And on an exhale, just allow yourself to slowly melt all the way down. Rotate the palms and just hold right here. Pull the shoulder blades down, pull in the belly, reach through the fingertips. Soft into the face and neck. Do a nice little no with the head. Press the shin bones into the earth. Take a full in-breath. And on the exhale, stack the palms. Forehead to the earth. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Please look up, deep stretch. And exhale, swan dive back down. This time, allow yourself, please, to bring the left leg back and right arm forward. Or you can keep the right hand down. Feel yourself really square through the back of the hips and engage the core muscles. We want to keep everything nice and strong. Take a full in-breath, and as you exhale, elbow to knee. Watch your balance. Maintain the position. Stretch it out. In and out. Good. 2 more. Remember, it can just be nose to knee. Last one. Good. And release. From there, let's come into down dog, please. And just do a nice runner stretch. We're going to do a nice little stretch here that I've not done before. So allow yourself, please, to pivot onto your left heel. So left toes out, feet are hip width apart. Bend deeply into your right knee. Place the weight onto the left leg and energize into that left leg. You should feel a nice stretch somewhere in that left leg. One more full deep breath. The modification, if it's too much to be on the wrist, is to lengthen out and press the foot out while you're on your knee. So that's your modification. We're going to switch sides. So allow yourself now to open up the right toes. Press deeply into that right foot. Left knee is bent. Pressing into the outer edge of that right foot, really lengthening. I can feel that all the way up to my low back, so be careful, Connie. One more full deep breath here. And then very, very gently allow yourself to come back down onto the knees. We're going to take the right foot forward. We're going to bring the palms right up onto the thigh, but we want to make sure that that left hip is open. If you need something underneath your knee, grab a towel. Knee and foot hip width apart, and we're just going to rock forward and back. Only lift up as far as it feels safe so that you're bringing that left hip on top of the left knee. So just a nice little flow here. If you want, you can bring your left arm up and let it move as you flow in and out. Just a couple more times. Nice little flow, opening up, stretching, and then bring the hands down, tuck the left toe down. Dog or come into tabletop would be the modification. Again, a nice little runner stretch. So you're either in tabletop or down dog, and we're going to step the left foot forward. We're going to let this right thigh lengthen out, bring the palms onto the knee, lift up, and just rock forward and back. Forward and back, nice and easy. You can see I'm really having to modify mine on the right side because I'm honoring that right knee. What modifications do you need to make? So we want to stretch this front side of the hip. Last one. Good, and you can see I kept both of my palms onto my thigh to protect that knee. Hands come down, tuck the toes, step back, down dog. Nice runner stretch. From there, you can do this from tabletop as well. I'll show that modification. We're going to rise the right leg to the sky, bend into the knee and stack the hip. Feel that nice stretch. This can be done from tabletop or down dog if the wrist is getting tired. And then very gently bring the right leg back down, and we'll switch and take the left leg to the sky, stack the hip.
Nice deep breaths. Work into that back heel if it feels appropriate. And then bring that left foot down and walk the feet all the way forward. Nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. So please adjust your feet hip width apart. You can hold on to your shin bones from the outside, ankles, fingers may touch the floor. And we're going to take and lengthen into the left leg as we bend into the right knee. You should feel a little bit of stretch perhaps in that left leg. If you need, use blocks or a book on the floor so you can bring the floor up enough. And now switch, bend into that left knee and press into that right leg, that right foot. Bend into the left knee and lengthen into that right leg. Feel it stretch. Notice the difference between the right and the left. Allow both knees to bend. Grab opposite elbows and take a full in breath and a full out breath, please. On an in breath, let's sweep the arms up behind you, interlace the fingers, and bring them outside and up and over the back of the head as much as you can. If it feels safe, you can draw the heels of the palms together. They can be loose, or you can even just let the arms get really wide. Take the interlace out of the fingers. I get a nicer stretch that way. I'm pretty tight. You can lengthen the arms out. You can keep them bent. Allow yourself to just gently shake the head. On an exhale, release the arms down. And inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, nice and easy, palms to touch. On the exhale, let the eyes come forward, square the top of the head, and touch the palms behind your back as you exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up again. Engage the core muscles, strong legs. And again, bring the palms back behind, working into those shoulders. Inhale all the way up, touch the fingertips together, and on an exhale, swan dive down, please. Inhale, lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring it all the way up. Right hand grabs left wrist, take it over to the side. Gently release, draw it all the way up and take it over to the other side. Don't forget to move your head in different positions. Palms together and exhale down to the heart. We're going to take and cross the right leg over the left. So if you need, I invite you to go and stand in front of a chair, a bed, if you need help with balance, because we're going to do just a few more little stretches here. We've done this before, so engage the inner legs together. You can bring hands to hips, and on an exhale, walk forward, or on an in-breath, lift up, look up. On the exhale, hugging the legs together, slowly descend down. Hands come onto the lower legs, onto the floor, onto a table. Soften into that right knee and lengthen through the left leg. And breathe into the stretch. Again, getting into that deep hip socket. If you choose, you can rock it a little bit side to side, but really try to open up into that left hip with that right bent knee. Good. Allow yourself to come back to neutral place. Please hug the legs together, and on an in-breath, reverse swan dive, or just walk the legs all the way up. Good. Palms to touch, and exhale down to the heart. Shifting onto that right foot, sweep the left one around. We've done this before. Squeeze the legs together, shoulder blades down, and on an in-breath, all the way up. On the exhale, swan dive down, and again, you can just walk the hands down the legs. Good, we're going to bend into that front knee and lengthen through that right leg. Notice where you feel it. Is it the same as it was on the other side? One more full deep breath here. And then on an in-breath, reverse swan dive, or just gently walk the hands all the way back upright. Palms together at the heart. Shift, excuse me, shift onto the left foot and bring the right foot out. Feet hip width apart. We're gonna bend into the knees like we're in chair pose, but we're gonna keep our hands onto the thighs. Again, if you need, grab a table or walk over to your chair or couch. We're gonna place that right ankle on top of that left knee. And we're just going to allow ourselves to bend down into it, flex into that right foot, and take a full in breath or a full out breath. So hands can be on the table. They can come all the way down to the floor. You decide what is right for you. And then begin to soften into that right hip. Take a full in breath. We're just about done with these hip stretches. And then allow yourself to very gently come back upright. And release it down. Good, lift up onto the toes. Rock onto the heels. Bend into the knees, find that chair pose and bring the left ankle to the right. Ooh, my balance is a little bit off. Again, you can just hold here. Maybe this is enough stretch for you on that right hip. Hands onto a table. Make sure you flex into the left foot, please, to protect. This is a really nice stretch into the piriformis, all the muscles that the sciatic nerve runs through. Take a full in breath. You want to make sure that you're open through the top, not just drooping. Make sure that you're open through the collarbone and you're actively pressing that ankle into that thigh. And then very, very gently rise back up, release. Let's bring the hands back to the hamstrings or the low back and just very gently open up. Good, and then bring it back upright. From there, palms to the heart. On an in-breath, rise up. Exhale, swan dive down, nice and slow. Inhale, lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step right foot back. Pivot onto the heel, inhale, warrior one. Good, feel the heart open up. Take a full in breath and a full out breath. Take a full in breath as you lengthen through that right leg, pulling that left hip back. And on an exhale, swan dive down. Come into your low lunge, step back plank. You can chaturanga, knees, chin, chest. You can skip that entirely. Slowly come all the way down. Rising up into cobra. Press back into child's pose or come all the way back down to the mat and then press back. And down dog or tabletop. Take a full in breath and full out breath. Take a full in breath, lift up onto the right fingertips. You can take right leg to the sky, or you can just step through. Pivot onto the back heel, heel to heel. Inhale, warrior one, or hip width apart. Good, steeple fingers, really lengthen now to that left leg. Notice if you're feeling much more open into your hips. Draw that right hip back, taking a full in breath. And a full out breath. One more full deep breath. And on an exhale, slowly swan dive. Keep that right hip back. Building strength into that leg. Coming to your low lunge. And step back foot to front foot. Flat back. Exhale. Fold. Rise right up into chair pose. Good. Take a full in breath. Pull the tailbone down. Navel to spine. Shift onto the left foot and bring the right foot forward. One more full deep breath here. And then very, very gently step right back. Hands to the hips. We should have put our hands on the hips first. Sorry, guys. And come right into warrior two. Take it back. Evolve to warrior two. Draw the arms forward and take it down into angle pose, bind, whatever you would like. Breathe into it, nice deep breaths. One more here, please. On an in-breath, rise up, straighten the leg, and take it all the way back. Again, touch into the heart and ask, what is real love? Sweep the arms forward, and then reach into your triangle. And breathe. Good. Traction that bottom arm. Spread from fingertip to fingertip. Use your breath to open up. Feel that right hip point lift, right shoulder lift. One more full deep breath. Soften into the knee, inhale, rise. Ooh, exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel all the way forward into low lunge. Straighten the front leg, bow forward, low lunge, look forward. Back and forth. One more time, a total of 3. Good, come all the way forward, low lunge, and sweep the left arm up to the sky. Full in breath, and on the exhale, bring it down, step back, plank. Coming into our 30-minute plank, adjust your feet to where it feels safe, but always plug in the shoulder blades first. Draw the navel to the spine. Allow yourself, please, to just re-engage what comes disengaged. Nice deep breaths. You can also come down onto your forearms if your wrists need a break. You can also come all the way down onto your belly into locust pose. Breathing fully and completely. We're almost there. Draw navel to spine. And the knees come down to chest or chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Come all the way down onto the bellies, please, and sweep the arms back, interlace the fingers, or palms towards the floor. And on an in-breath, lift up and rise. Full in-breath, full out-breath. 3 more breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more breaths. Rising and lifting. Soaring on wings of love. Last one. And gently bring it down, palms beside the rib cage. Press back into child's pose. Woo. Roll out to the right, do one oval. Keep it soft, keep the love flow going. Take it the other way. Good, and come into tabletop or down dog. Full in breath, full out breath. Walk or float the feet all the way forward, right foot followed by left, left by right, forward fold. On an in-breath, cross the thumbs, soften the knees, rise all the way up to the sky, palms together. Maybe a bell flip, maybe not. And then exhale down to the heart. Take a full in-breath. And a full out-breath through the center. Find that magnificent mountain pose. Shifting on now, soften into the knees. Chair pose. You can interlace the fingers, hands onto the hips, but bring that left foot forward. Good, breathe. Really hug and tighten all the way through those hip muscles. Squeeze. One more breath. Hands to the hips. Notice how that stabilizes. And then slowly step back. And heel toe in and out. And find that warrior two. Reach through the fingertips, nice and long, looking forward. Maybe you sweep your arms forward and look so that you level them out and bring them back out. I have the benefit of having the mirror and the computer to look at to keep pretty squared. One more full deep breath. Hug the feet towards each other. back shoulder in line with the front knee. On an exhale, take it back. Ooh, I love to bind here. Draw, use that forearm to draw the tailbone and tuck it under. On an in-breath, rise forward and come into your version of angle pose or bind. You can always modify the bind. You can take that front arm all the way down to the ankle, inside or out to hold a deeper one. You choose. One more breath. On an in-breath, rise up. Straighten that front leg and take it back. Notice the difference in the stretch. Bring the arms out. And we're going to come right into triangle. Good, and breathe. Make sure you use that bottom arm to traction if you would like. Really lift and open that left hip point. Look up towards the sky or towards the floor. Lengthen through the spine as you draw the navel to the spine. Lengthening into the legs and then hug both feet towards each other. One more full deep breath. Soften into the front knee, rise up. Warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel forward. Coming into our little flow here. So look forward, find your low lunge. And then bow. Take your time, feel the stretch. Good, one more. Really allow opening if you would choose or back up on it. And then very gently come forward. Jump switch. And we're just going to walk all the way to the side of the mat. So bring all 10 toes towards the side of the mat. And allow yourself to heel toe in just slightly. We're going to come into a wide squat. Open the toes out. And then just bring left elbow to left thigh and right elbow. Heel toe your feet in enough that you can pull the tailbone down. Allow it to sink down a little bit. And then if it is safe, if this is as far as you want to take it, this is perfect. Use your arms to lengthen and stay open, but we want to work into the inner thigh, inner hip. We're going to bring the hands maybe down and hold the ankles. I'm pressing my elbows into the inner knees, and then I'm just softening the tailbone down towards the earth. Take one more full deep breath here, please. Oh, I know. And then elbow back up. Or maybe elbows were there. Allow yourself to lengthen through the legs, fold forward. Heel toe out again, please, nice and wide. As wide as feels safe. Maybe you sink down onto the forearms, pigeon toe the toes. Energize into the legs, press into the big toe mound, really energizing both legs. Take a full in breath, please. And a full out breath. You can also bring your hands back behind and bring the crown of the head to the floor. Or you can hold on to your ankles, whatever feels good. Take 2 more breaths, please. And then very, very gently rise back up. I'm going to heel toe in a little bit. I got really wide. And then roll back to the top of the mat, low lunge. Find that nice low lunge. And allow yourself to just come right down onto that knee. We're going to take and bring that front foot coming down onto the hip. And we're going to bring the thigh in line with the edge of the mat and the heel of that front foot and knee in line. The other knee is bent into a U. And we're just going to come forward. So you're resting on that hip, that front hip. Some of you may be able to begin to bring that back leg forward a little bit, but we want to keep the front hip on the floor. You want to keep the heel in line. So it may be that you just stay right here and come forward this way. This is a little bit different pigeon than what we've done in the past. Keeping that hip down. I'm going to bring the front knee and just press the opposite direction. But I'm keeping that entire hip down on the floor. Opening. Good, very gently, come back upright. We're going to sweep that back leg around and come right into a twist. We're going to roll the organs right into the thighs, so twist around. Take a full in-breath and a full out-breath. Really feel the length of the spine. Take and draw one ear to one shoulder. You can lift the chin, you can roll it into the shoulder. Just take a nice stretch, engage into the organs and detox, circulation. And then on an in-breath, come forward and counter twist. Nice and easy. Gently come all the way back forward. And we're just going to unwind the legs. Switching. So we're going to take and bring the other leg forward. Again, my thigh is on the edge of the mat with my front heel in line with the knee. I've bent into the opposite leg, and I'm just going to come forward. You want to feel the length of this stretch, bringing arm in line with front knee. Maybe you can begin to lengthen out to that back leg, maybe not. And then I'm just going to bleed my torso over to the opposite direction as I breathe into the stretch. Nice deep breaths here. Couple more. Maybe you hold the stretch, take a full in breath and a full out breath. Make sure that you're flexed into that front foot to protect that knee. And then very gently rise all the way back up, and we're going to sweep that back foot all the way around and come into our twist. So make sure that hips and shoulders are squared. Lift the spine nice and tall. We're going to roll the organs of the belly right into that top thigh. So feel yourself roll. Pull the shoulder blades down. And take your ear to the opposite shoulder, so that you're working the neck on the other side. You can lift the chin or you can roll it into the shoulder, or a combination of both of those. Continue to wring out the organs at the bottom of the breath by engaging the core muscles. Take a full in breath and a full out breath. One more nice full breath. And on an in breath, come forward and take on a twist. Full in breath, full out breath. Gently come all the way forward, and let's unwind the legs. Lengthen out that left leg and bring the right foot into tree pose, in sitting tree pose. Lift up nice and tall, and we're just going to spin our sternum towards that left knee, and on an exhale, fold forward. This is so good for the low back. It also opens up into the hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Take a full in breath and a full out breath. On the in breath, rise up, and let's switch the leg. So let's bring the other one in. I can always bring my right heel up further than my left heel. Lift up nice and tall. I'm going to square sternum towards that knee, so just a little bit, keeping my right leg really engaged. On an in breath, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. I'm really using my opposite hand attraction to draw some nice opening into that low back. I'm using my right hand to hold that thigh so that I keep everything squared. And I'm trying to get as broad and spacious through the back ribs as I can. Keeping the toes flayed open on the right foot, drawing the left knee towards the floor. And then on an in breath, gently rise up. Let's come into butterfly really quick before we come down.
So lift up really nice and tall. Take a full in breath, and as you exhale, chin to chest. We're gonna take and bring right ear, right shoulder. If your cervical spine will allow, bring the head back behind, or take from right ear, left ear to left shoulder. So either a full circle or a half circle. Bring chin to chest. We're gonna take it now over to the left. Take it slow. Nice and easy, being soft and gentle with that cervical spine. And then draw the crown of the head all the way up to the sky, and on an exhale, fold forward. If you choose, you can roll your feet open like a book as you open up. That will get into the inner groin a little bit more. Use your elbows to traction. You can turn a little bit to the right, stretching into the lower half of each side of the back. Turn to the left. Come back to neutral. Maybe really round, chin to chest. Draw the shoulder blade up and to the top of the shoulders. Chin to chest, and really open up to that upper back. I'm lifting my left shoulder up a little bit higher than the right, and then the left, and then the right higher than the left. And then I'm just going to take my arm muscles and try to really lengthen through the upper shoulders, upper back as much as I can. And on an in breath, rise all the way up. Take a full in breath as you hold a nice tall spine. Good. Grab toes, grab ankles, grab behind the knee creases. Rock back, engage the core muscles, and rise right up into nice split legs. So holding at knees, holding at ankles, perhaps at toes or outer edges of the feet. Lift up, draw the navel to the spine as you lift up into the low back. Good, really breathe, deep stretch here. And then draw the legs together and take a full in breath. Oh, I'm getting a good stretch into those legs. Full out breath. One more full deep breath. Remember, you can be holding right here at the knee creases or up at the ankles. And then gently place the feet down. Good, align yourself, and we'll come into a boat pose and then down onto our back. So lift up nice and tall. You can hold, bring the heels out. You can continue to hold. You can let go. You can lengthen out the legs. 3 breaths. Full in breath, full navel to spine, full out breath. Full in breath, full out breath. One more full deep breath. Release. Grab knees, feet come down, lengthen legs. Let's take and roll onto the right forearm. Take the left arm up, back behind the head, deep stretch. Good, bring the left arm, roll onto the left forearm. Secure that left shoulder blade and stretch to the right. I can really feel a nice opening on the outside of my shoulder. Gently bring that right forearm down. We're going to tuck the thumbs right underneath the tailbone, or we're going to sit on them, your choice. And then point into the, lengthen the legs out, hip width apart, point the toes, and come right into fish pose. Oh, lengthen out. Feel a nice lengthening. You can also be just like this and keep the head erect. Engage into those legs, point into the toes. Really open up that heart. Dive right into what is real love. We're just going to flatten the back of the head, elbows out. Ooh, hands out. Right knee into the chest, left knee into the chest. Oh, rock side to side. Bring right foot down, left foot down, and lift right up into your version of bridge. Make sure that you tilt your chin towards the sternum so that you can really feel the cervical spine. As you're ready, use an exhale to lift up into your version of bridge pose. Nice deep breaths. In and out. Squeezing into the tush. Feeling a beautiful lean through those front thighs.
Smile. Feel that inner glow. See if you can surround yourself with that real unconditional love of spirit. And then very gently bring it down, nice and easy. Heel toe the feet back in. I took mine wide, maybe yours are right there, and hug both knees back into the chest. From there, allow yourself to just bring your palms, your arms long beside you. Most of you enjoy coming into shoulder stand, and I haven't been doing that so much in these practices. I always welcome you to do that. So as you're ready, maybe pressing, you can keep your knees bent, press into the hands, and just come into a nice half shoulder stand with hands just resting partially on the buttocks, the low back, knees bent. This is really nice for the back. If you choose, you can continue to lengthen up, walk the hands up the back. For those of you who choose not to do shoulder stand, I'm going to have you bring right leg in front of left with the entire spine on the floor, stacked knees, and then just use your hands to secure by the ankles and bring the feet forward. That should be a nice hip opener. So you're either in shoulder stand, you can move in your shoulder stand, or you're just doing this nice hip opener, drawing the feet down and towards you at the same time, softening in to that right side. For those of you in shoulder stand, begin to transition into plow pose as you feel ready. For those of you doing the hip stretch, bring left leg over right, stack the knees, and begin to bring the feet down and forward towards you into nice deep breaths. Make sure that your head is staying very still. If you're in your plow, maybe bend and bring your knees beside your ears. Really working into that diaphragm and coming into your beautiful diaphragmatic breath. Take a nice long exhale to a count of 6. On that in-breath, try to allow the belly, the diaphragm to enter the belly. There's so much compression there. So it's really a nice piece of work for the diaphragm not to work so hard. One more full deep breath. And then begin to come out of your plow. For those of you doing the hip stretch, unwind the legs and just take the legs to the sky. Allow yourself, please, to tuck your hands right underneath the tailbone. Imprint the low back. Tuck the chin into the hollow of the throat. Pull the shoulder blades down and engage them into the mat. Take a full in breath. Squeeze the inner legs together, bend into the knees, and come into water wheel. Nice exhale as you scoot the toes all the way forward to the top of the mat. Inhale as you bring them up to the sky. Take it nice and slow. 10 if that feels appropriate. You can also bend into one leg and keep that foot on the floor and just water wheel one leg. Do whichever is appropriate for you. Squeeze those legs together. Really engage the core muscles. Keep the face soft. Use that breath. Lengthening all the way out, toes forward, up to the sky. Nice full movements. Imprint that low back. Lift up to the sky, nice and slow, engaging those muscles. And 3 more. If you're doing half, switch sides and do the other side. Last one. And take the legs up to the sky. Use the hands, bring the arms up overhead. Use the hands to bring the legs towards you. I'm almost going to let my low back come off the floor just a little bit, and I'm going to breathe. I'm going to hold here and just breathe into the hamstrings, the belly of the hamstrings. Pull the shoulder blades down so you feel an exquisite length between the collarbone. And then bring the legs up to the sky. Allow the arms to lengthen out from the shoulders like a T. Pull the shoulder blades down, take a full in-breath, and on the exhale, bring the right leg down and the left leg on top. If this doesn't feel good to you, allow yourself to bend into the knees and find a twist. For those of us that are going to keep our legs lengthened out, take your right hand to your lower left outer leg. Keep the head to the sky and tap the left shoulder down. Take a full in-breath. Pull that top hip towards the bottom of your mat. Tap down that left shoulder and feel an exquisite length. Look straight up into the sky. One more full deep breath. Pull the right shoulder blade down, left shoulder blade down. Keep taking that top hip towards the back of your mat. Try to keep that left shoulder all the way to the floor. And very gently release the right hand off the left leg. Lift the left leg just slightly and turn the toe towards the sky. And I know you found a stretch there. Bring the toe back forward, left leg comes up to the sky, right follows via gravity, and fold right into happy baby to release your back, please. Take your happy baby for 2 more breaths, wherever you would like that to be. Sometimes I bring my feet together into butterfly, using my arms to traction, or just hold that happy baby and bring the knees down towards the earth. I can find such a beautiful low sacral spine stretch by just slightly lifting the lower back up off the floor, bringing the knees towards the floor by my shoulders and my toes almost to the mat. And then very, very gently soften, bring the legs back upright, soft feet. Stretch the arms out, but then hug the shoulder blades in. Chin towards the collarbone, and on an exhale, left leg goes to the left, right leg comes right on top. If that feels uncomfortable, bend into your knees, please. Use your left hand to hold the outer lower leg to traction. We're going to take and pull this right hip down towards the bottom of the mat, finding a nice length from the underarm of the right arm to that right hip. You can even to get a sense of that, put your right thumb right into that right hip crease and then just draw it away from you. Tap down that right shoulder, left shoulder, and breathe into the stretch. One more nice deep breath. And then release that left hand, cover that right leg slightly, turn the toe towards the sky. My right leg is more open than the left. How about yours? Bring the toes back forward, and slowly bring the right leg up, left leg up, open up wide, and then draw the legs together. Hug the knees into the chest, bring the forehead up, and transition into your version of Shavasana, please. Take a full in breath and hold the breath. And as you exhale, let the entire body soften. Again, take a full in breath and gently hold it. And as you do, begin to find solace in the quiet, the spirit. As you take a nice long exhale, again, soften every muscle, the face, the upper torso, the legs. With awareness, I can then choose to return inward to spirit. Love is one, with no differences and no exceptions. I can open my mind and rest in Spirit's love, teaching me all about real love. I can't allow the past to melt away
and create a better present. But what I can do is I can embrace light and love, which is the essence of my being. I can allow forgiveness to be a beautiful fragrance in my life. I can appreciate, accept, and love others, knowing that they are the creation of spirit as well. Let me accept my life lessons with gratitude. Spirit knows me only as light, love, joy, and peace. So just for a few moments more, make it so. Be that light, be that love, be that joy, be that peace. For that's what you always are. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Take deeper breaths in and out. Begin to feel all of those higher essences swirl through you as you wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe you squeeze toes and squeeze fingers and then open them back up. And then maybe a stretch, maybe knees to the chest. Maybe you take the legs to the sky and bring the soles of the feet together into butterfly. Maybe you place your palms onto your knees and you roll in circles, massaging the back. And then very, very gently in your own time, roll over to one side. And just immerse yourself into that sense of unconditional love. We're not perfect, that's why we're human, but we can remind ourselves to come to this space as much as we can in a state of grace and forgiveness and humility. Bring it up to the tailbone, sitting bones. Draw the palms to the heart. Bow forward. When love for love is greater than the individual self, one has surrendered to love. Let's all exhale together, please. Inhale, arms out to the side, all the way up, look up. And on the exhale, draw love right into the heart. Bow forward, namaste.